Good evening, and welcome to a meeting of the Chesapeake School Board. A printed agenda is available in the back of the room if you wish to follow the business items we'll be discussing this evening. Roll call, Dr. Smith.
Mr. Elijah Colon.
Here.
Ms. Malia Huddle. Here. Mr. Mike Lamonia.
Mr. Lamonia will be here momentarily.
Mr. John McCormick.
Here.
Mr. Norman Poole.
Here.
Mr. Daniel Stoller.
Here.
Mrs. Amanda Walker.
Mrs. Walker is absent this evening.
Mrs. Kim Scott, Vice Chair.
Here.
Mrs. Angie Swigert, Chair.
Here. The next item is the adoption of the agenda. Does the superintendent or any board member wish to add or delete an item from the agenda?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't have any amendments to add to the agenda, but we will need a closed session to discuss personnel matters and student matters.
I'll entertain a motion for approval. So moved. Moved by Ms. Scott. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Poole. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Dr. Smith.
Motion carries with all board members present voting yes.
We will now go into the closed portion of our meeting. I'll ask Vice Chair Scott to read the language to take us into closed session.
Chair Swigert, I move that the board should convene in closed session pursuant to the Code of Virginia, Section 2.2-3711, subsections A1 and A2, for discussion and consideration of personnel matters, including administrative appointments and student disciplinary matters.
Is there a second? So moved. Seconded by Ms. Huddle. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Dr. Smith.
Motion carries with all board members present voting yes.
Before we move into closed session, and in accordance with Bylaw 2-33, we will need a motion to approve the remote participation of Sands Anderson attorney Nikki Chook, who will join us for the discussion in closed session. I'll entertain a motion for approval. So moved by Ms. Scott. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Colon. Is there any additional discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Dr. Smith.
Motion carries with all board members present voting yes.
We are now in closed session. Vice Chair Scott, would you please read the statement to bring us back into open session?
Yes, Chair Swigert, I move that the record shows that the only items discussed in the closed meeting were those specifically cited in the motion to convene into the closed meeting and those lawfully exempted from statutory meeting requirements.
Is there a second? Moved by Vice Chair Scott and seconded by Mr. Lamonia. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Dr. Smith.
Motion carries with all board members present voting yes.
Dr. Cotton, do you have items resulting from closed session?
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you. The first item is I recommend that student number 1 be expelled with services as discussed.
I'll entertain a motion for approval. So moved by Ms. Scott, seconded by Ms. Huddle. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Dr. Smith.
Motion carries with all board members present voting yes.
Dr. Cotton, do you have additional items?
Yes, Madam Chair, I have 4 administrative appointments I would like to present for board approval. Mr. James S. Luter from Principal, Deep Creek Central Elementary School, also most recently from Hickory Elementary, to Director of Communications, School Administration Building. Dr. Robert A. Bolden II from Supervisor of Health, Physical Education, Driver Education, and Family Life in the School Administration Building to Principal, Deep Creek Central Elementary. Mrs. Veronica D. Mullen from Human Resources Generalist, School Administration Building to Human Resources Administrator Recruitment in the School Administration Building, and Dr. Joseph M. Shipper from Supervisor of Assessment, School Administration Building to Supervisor of Data and Reporting, School Administration Building.
I'll entertain a motion for approval. Moved by Ms. Scott. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Lamonia. Was that Mr. Colon? Mr. Colon. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Dr. Smith.
Motion carries with all board members present voting yes.
Dr. Khan, do you have any other items?
No, Madam Chair, thank you.
Okay. There being no additional items resulting from closed, we will move on to the invocation and pledge of allegiance. At this time, we'll have a moment of silence. Afterward, I'll ask our brand new board member, Daniel Stoller, to lead us in the pledge. Please stand as you are able. There are no items this evening under awards and recognitions, so we'll move on to the hearing of citizens. Dr. Smith, are there any citizens who have requested time to speak this evening?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have 2 citizens requesting time to speak.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. During their allotted time, speakers should observe our rules of decorum and know that expressions of concerns and criticism on matters of school policy and their operations is welcome. However, speakers must deliver their own remarks and may not play pre-recorded messages. I want to thank those speakers who have signed up to address the board this evening. As a reminder, there are 2 ways that citizens can request time to speak. You can call the clerk's office before 12 noon the day of the meeting, or sign up to speak prior to the start of the meeting. All in-person requests must be submitted to the deputy clerk 5 minutes prior to the published meeting start time. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the board. Once your allotted time is over, we ask that you promptly exit the podium. We would also like to ask that you refrain from any behavior that disrupts the meeting, including the use of profanity, applause, cheering, or jeering. Dr. Smith, please call the first speaker.
Yes, I'd like to invite speaker number 1 to the podium. Speakers are called in numerical order and are asked to state their name and city of residence before they begin.
Vic Nichols, Chesapeake. I wanted to ask if anything had been done on my previous suggestions in terms of making sure that our boards that advise the school board are bipartisan and based on facts. A friend of mine recently indicated that it was very painful to them that they have been laughed at and attacked for their particular viewpoints on an issue. And they also served on a board. Unfortunately, they said they were proven right. Part of the problem that comes with that is because the basis of those decisions made by the boards were not based on facts. The City Council has recently been a lot better about making more bipartisan appointments, and I'm hoping that the school board would do the same in the names of the children. Thank you.
Speaker number 2, it's your turn at the podium. Please state your name and city of residence before you begin.
Good evening, Chair Swigert, Vice Chair Scott, board members, Dr. Cotton, and staff. My name is Dr. Charlotte Worley, and I'm a resident of Chesapeake, Virginia, and a teacher with Chesapeake Public Schools. I speak tonight as a citizen and as an employee. Tonight, my topic is gratefulness. Specifically, I would like to thank the board for approving Dr. Cotton's recommendation for our most recent raise and ensuring all received a bonus regardless of SOQ positions. Moreover, I'd like to thank Dr. Austin and Ms. Mindy Green for meeting with the Chesapeake Education Association leadership team regularly to discuss concerns in the field and constraints of the central office. From these meetings, a shared understanding and trust has evolved and should continue for the betterment of us all. I'm very grateful for their support and for that of Dr. Cotton's office for many reasons. However, Virginia ranks 26th in the nation in compensation, according to U.S. News, May 1st, 2025. At 26th in the nation for compensation, one could conjecture that we are just mediocre. I'm sure that you agree with me that in no way are our educators, our administrators, our parents, our board members, and our students just mediocre. And may we never forget that. Again, while I'm grateful for so very much, I caution that we have a mile or 2 to go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
This concludes our speakers for this evening.
Thank you for sharing your comments. Our practice is to receive information. However, we do not usually engage in dialogue, and that is our intent tonight. If appropriate and not already provided, someone from the superintendent's staff will evaluate your concern and provide a response. We will now move to the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion for approval. Moved by Ms. Huddle. Is there a second? Seconded by Ms. Scott. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Dr. Smith.
Motion carries with all board members present voting yes.
We will now move to the information agenda. The first item this evening is the monthly financial report. Ms. Glod.
Thank you, Chair Swigert. We have included the interim financial reports for May 2025 in the board documents for tonight's meeting. Revenue and expenditures were within the expected ranges for the month. Total realized revenue for May was $55.9 million, which included $31.7 million from the state, $23.5 million from the city, and the remaining funds from other local revenues and the federal government. Currently, revenue is projected to exceed the budget. Any excess revenues, along with expenditure savings, will be included in the fiscal year 24-25 reversion. This completes my finance report for the evening, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
I see no questions at this point. The next and final item on the information agenda is the health insurance update, which we will send right back to you, Ms. Glad.
Thank you. This evening, Mrs. Christina Warren, our Director of Employee Benefits and Risk Management, will be presenting a comprehensive update on our health insurance program. She will provide an overview of the current program, cost trends, and projected 2026 premiums. Without further delay, I'll now turn it over to Mrs. Warren.
Thank you, Mrs. Glad. Good evening. Okay. Good evening, Chair Swigert, Vice Chair Scott, school board members, Dr. Cotton, and cabinet members. Thank you for your opportunity to speak with you this evening. I'm here to provide an overview of our current employee benefits program, share some key data points about plan performance, and conclude with projected premiums and initiatives for the 2026 plan year. As Benefits Director, I'm proud to lead a team focused on supporting the health, well-being, and long-term security of our employees. I'd like to take a moment to share the core objectives that guide our work in the Benefits Office. First, our goal is to offer a competitive, comprehensive benefits package that attracts, retains, and supports the dedicated professionals who serve our students. We want employees to feel valued through the benefits that promote their health and financial wellness. Second, we're committed to responsible cost management. CPS operates a self-insured health plan, meaning the district directly covers employees' medical claims. This makes it essential to manage eligibility carefully and implement strategies that target cost drivers. Our consultants and actuaries help us forecast costs each year based on demographics, claims data, and utilization trends. Third, compliance is a key focus. We ensure all benefit programs aligned with federal and state regulations, including the Affordable Care Act, HIPAA, protecting both employees and the district. Together, these priorities help us maintain a benefits program that is strategic, sustainable, and centered on people, balancing affordability with the quality coverage our employees deserve. I'm proud to share a brief overview of the benefits we currently offer our employees. We're proud to offer 2 health plan options through Anthem, a traditional PPO, and an open access HMO with no referral requirements, giving employees flexibility to choose the coverage that fits their needs. Both plans include comprehensive services such as preventive care, vision, prescription drugs, mental health support, and access to a broad provider network. Dental coverage is available separately through Anthem and can be elected for an individual or family coverage. Employees may also opt into a $10,000 basic term life insurance policy at minimal cost. To support financial wellness, we offer flexible spending accounts for health care and dependent care expenses, allowing employees to use pre-tax dollars for routine and unexpected costs. In addition, a range of voluntary benefits is available, including legal and identity theft protection, accident and hospital insurance, critical illness coverage, and short-term disability plans. Our wellness initiatives continue to expand. At our clinics, employees and spouses can access acute care with no copay. We also have 2 behavioral health counselors and a registered dietitian on staff to support mental health and nutritional goals. Employees who complete an online health risk assessment and biometric screening can earn a $400 annual premium reduction. These screenings help us identify potential health risks early. Employees with diabetes may join a specialized program offering education and no copay diabetic supplies. We also offer periodic health challenges such as step and fitness contests and maintain don't gain events during the holidays. To support these growing efforts, we recently added a wellness coordinator to manage current programs and launch new ones aimed at improving employee health. And for employees planning for retirement, we offer support both before and after they leave the workforce. In addition to Virginia Retirement System pensions, employees can participate in voluntary pre-tax savings plans, including 403B and 457 plans. Some retirees may also be eligible for the division's retiree health insurance with coverage and eligibility based on age, service length, and retirement date. These benefits help ensure a smooth transition and continued peace of mind. So let's take a closer look at some key data points from our health plan. For the 2025 plan year, 82% of our eligible employees selected the Anthem Healthkeepers HMO, likely due to its lower deductibles and absence of coinsurance. The remaining 18% chose the Key Care PPO, which features lower premiums but higher deductibles and potential out-of-pocket costs at the time of service. Coverage elections show 48% of employees opting for employee-only coverage and 52% covering a spouse, a child, or both. As part of our ongoing benefits analysis, we've examined claims data to identify top health conditions driving plan costs. This insight helps guide plan design, wellness initiatives, and cost containment strategies. Currently, our top 3 cost-driving conditions align with national trends. One is musculoskeletal disorders, which is back, joint, orthopedic issues, and this affects 27% of our members and accounts for 13% of our total spend. The next is cardiovascular conditions, which is hypertension and heart disease, and this impacts 16% of our members and represents 10% of our spend. Lastly, cancer, though less common with 3% of our members, it does account for 8% of our total costs due to high-cost treatments. So given pharmacy costs are part of our overall healthcare spend, I'd like to highlight its current drivers, opportunities, and risk. At CPS, like many organizations, specialty and diabetes medications are major drivers of pharmacy costs. Specialty drugs used to treat complex conditions like cancer and inflammatory diseases are high cost and make up a significant portion of spending. In 2024, our net pharmacy claims cost was $30 million. Generics make up almost 88% of all prescriptions filled. The remaining 12% were brand and specialty drugs, which accounted for more than half of our total pharmacy cost. The good news is that many top utilized specialty medications will soon have lower cost biosimilar alternatives, which should help reduce future spending. For diabetic members, GLP-1 medications like Ozempic and Wegovy are available, but they must be prescribed and meet Anthem's strict clinical guidelines. While we've seen an increased interest in these drugs for weight loss, covering them for non-diabetic use would significantly raise plan costs. Currently, our plan covers some weight loss medications, but not the GLP-1 injectables for this reason. Instead, CPS offers weight management resources through our health centers, including access to a registered dietitian and support from our newly hired wellness coordinator, who can help employees set and reach their health goals. So one key concept to understand is medical cost trend, or the annual rate at which healthcare costs are expected to rise. This isn't unique to our district. It reflects national patterns of medical inflation. The main drivers include price inflation, increased use of services, new medical technologies, regulatory changes, population shifts, and provider reimbursement rates. Hospitals often rely on private insurers to offset losses from Medicare, Medicaid, and uninsured patients. Understanding this trend helps us better forecast costs, design effective health plans and risk management strategies. So now let's look at how medical cost trend affects our plan. This chart shows a 5-year projection of CPS healthcare costs. For 2026, we're forecasting a 7% trend, resulting in total plan costs of $88.6 million, about 2 percentage points below the national average. To the right, you will see projections at 5%, 7%, and 9% through the year 2031. If the 7% trend continues, annual costs could reach $124 million by the end of this 5-year period. While we're currently outperforming the national average, the rising cost trajectory highlights the importance of proactive cost management and long-term sustainability. So this chart compares 2025 current annual cost to 2026 projected annual cost per covered employee for both of the HMO and the PPO plans, also reflecting the anticipated 7% increase. HMO costs are shown under the blue header and PPO costs are shown under the green header. This chart takes the 2026 annual cost per covered employee and breaks out the CPS contribution and the employee share for both the HMO and PPO plans. So each row shows the total cost of coverage per employee, what CPS contributes, and the employee's annual contribution by tier. So as an example, the total annual cost per employee participating in the HMO's employee-only tier is $12,402.58. CPS will contribute $11,782.45, while the employee contributes $620.13 towards the annual cost. Lastly, this chart shows per paycheck premiums for HMO and PPO plans based on 24 pay periods for both 25 and 26. While 2025 premiums are currently calculated over 20 pays, this chart reflects 2025 premiums calculated over 24 pays for an apples-to-apples comparison of the CPS shift to biweekly in 2026. To help mitigate the rising costs of health care that we just reviewed, most of our tiers require an increase in premiums. I do want to highlight that after several years of steep employee premium increases, the spousal tiers have had a more modest increase to help provide some relief to those employees in these high-cost plans. For our double employee tiers, premium adjustments are being made with consideration to the single-tier premiums plus a discount. As a reminder, double employee tiers are when the employee and the spouse are both employed by CPS. In 2026, employees can continue to earn a $400 annual premium reduction spread over 24 pay periods by completing a biometric screening and online health risk assessment. Again, these changes reflect adjustments aligned with our projected cost trend while continuing to support coverage across all tiers. Now I'm excited to share several positive initiatives on the horizon. We're launching a financial wellness program that includes retirement planning resources, budgeting tools, debt management webinars, and one-on-one financial coaching. We're planning to add a new health coach to our clinic staff that will be focused on connecting nutritional goals with exercise and physical activity. We're increasing participation in preventive screening, which remains a priority to help us reduce long-term claims costs. And the health center at Nels Ridge will be relocated to the clinic space in the school administration building on Christina Way by fall of 2025. We'll also be expanding employee education around benefits and tax-deferred savings plans, and we look forward to leveraging new UKG tools to improve communication and engagement with our employees. These efforts reflect our continued commitment to supporting the well-being and financial security of our staff. So in closing, I would like to ensure that we are continuously assessing our benefits to ensure they remain responsive to employees' needs and fiscally responsible for the district. Our employees give so much to this community, and we strive to provide them with a benefits package that shows we value and support them, both on and off the job. As for next steps, we will provide 2026 retiree plan information to the board in late summer, and we are working on preparing for open enrollment in the fall. Thank you for your time, and I'm available for questions.
I don't have a question, but one very, very small detail that I thought might be valuable for anybody that's watching is regarding the point about moving the health center from Nels Ridge to here. The health center, the clinic there, and the pharmacy, even though I know it took me forever to realize they really are two separate entities. The
Yes.
pharmacy will be staying put at Nels
Yes,
Ridge.
ma'am.
The clinic is moving, but not the pharmacy. So we will still have the pharmacies in their current locations, just don't want anybody to get confused by that component not moving. Again, small detail in all of that information that you provided, which was super thorough and appreciated.
Thank you.
Are there any questions?
That's a good
from
point.
any-
I'll be sure to clarify that when we communicate it.
I don't think I see any additional questions at this time, so thank you.
Thank you.
We'll now move on to the action agenda. The first item this evening is the appointment of board representatives. Annually, board members are appointed to various bodies where the board member represents and acts on behalf of the school board. With the recent change in membership, we have revised our appointments accordingly. A copy of the recommended appointments is available in board docs for review. Are there any questions about the proposed appointments before we take a quick vote to revise and update them? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval. Moved by Mr. Lamonia. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Poole. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? Dr. Smith.
Motion carries with all board members present voting yes.
We will now move on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Cotton?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members of the board, I do have a few announcements I want to make before I go into the spotlight this evening. We want to make sure the community is informed that Chesapeake Public Schools and our administrative offices have transitioned to our summer operating schedule. Our hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. All schools and offices will be closed on Fridays throughout the summer. Summer school started today. In case you missed the buses on the road this morning, Chesapeake Public Schools is pleased to provide a variety of high-quality summer learning programs for our students. Elementary and middle school programs will include enrichment opportunities and summer learning experiences for exceptional learners and English language learners. High school students will have in-person programs for credit recovery, exceptional learners, and English language learners. Online credit-bearing courses will also be available for students seeking initial credit and will require a tuition fee. Finally, please note that all offices will be closed on Thursday, July 3rd in observance of Independence Day. We appreciate your understanding and wish everyone a safe and enjoyable summer. With that, as the 2024-25 school year comes to a close, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has given us so many amazing things to celebrate and spotlight throughout the year. I love being able to share the exciting and heartwarming moments that happen across the district, and I'm happy to be able to share one more brief spotlight with you this evening. To begin tonight's meeting, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to the newest member of the Chesapeake School Board, Mr. Daniel Stoller, who is officially starting his tenure with us this evening. Mr. Stoller was sworn in last week at the Chesapeake Circuit Court and now joins us as an official member of the board. We are pleased to welcome you, Mr. Stoller, and we look forward to working alongside you as you begin your service to the students, teachers, administrators, staff, and families of Chesapeake Public Schools, and you hit the ground running. So we're happy to have you on board. June is always a month of celebration, honor, and recognition, especially as the school year comes to a close. I was proud to be able to recognize 9 outstanding seniors for their academic dedication at the 2025 Chesapeake Rotary Club Scholarship Luncheon. The Rotary is a huge supporter of our school district, and each year they honor top students from each graduating class with scholarships. These seniors, representing each of our high schools and the Chesapeake Career Center, were selected for their awards for demonstrating excellence in academics, leadership, service, and career readiness. Each student was invited to attend with their families, share their future plans with the Rotary Club, and accept their scholarships. Thank you to the Chesapeake Rotary for their generous support. While we are closing the book on the school year, our seniors wrote the final chapters of their academic stories here in Chesapeake. Together at Chartway Arena on the campus of Old Dominion University, over 3,000 graduates turned their tassels as they celebrated the culmination of their time with Chesapeake Public Schools. Over the course of 3 days and 7 graduation ceremonies, our graduates walked across the stage and received their high school diplomas in front of families, friends, teachers, classmates, and other guests. Graduation is always a happy time for our students and their families, and I am proud, beyond excited and proud to see where the future takes them. I'd like to thank the members of our school board and everyone who came together to make graduation special for our students, their families, and their friends. Take a look at some of the highlights from this year's graduation ceremonies. With that, Madam Chair, members of the board, this completes my spotlight for this evening. We'd like to thank all of our school staff and all of our staff who contributed to the graduations, and our communications team, as well as folks from all over central office were involved in graduation. And I want to remind parents that on our website, we have snapshots of all the graduations, the programs, and all the information posted online if they want to go back and revisit some of those great moments. So thank you. That concludes my spotlight for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Cotton. Last on our agenda this evening is board member items. Does any board member have an item to bring before the group? Seeing none, I will take just a moment to echo and welcome our newest board member, Daniel Stoller. Welcome to the board. Looking forward to working with you. I also
Very
want
honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. I also certainly echo Dr. Cotton's comments that we are just super excited and proud of our more than 3,000 graduates that we got to watch walk across the stage, and very excited to see what you're going to do next. Congratulations, class of 2025. And with that, I will call this meeting adjourned.